The Bears are who we thought they were. That's why we took the damn field. Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. Bears. Stafford down the middle is intercepted. DJ Moore. Overthrows and intercepted for DJ Moore. Will I see you again? And throws and is intercepted by DJ Moore. Pushing up the hill, searching for the thrill of it. Takes the snap from his own end zone, winds up, throws, intercepted, and it's deflected. Picked up by DJ Moore. On the 10, 9, end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown Bears! DJ Moore, pick six.
You are tuned in to the Chris and DJ Show with former Chicago Bears nickelback DJ Moore.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Chris and DJ Show. I am Chris Shanafelt. He's DJ Moore, former NFL defensive back. And tonight we are going to take a look at exactly what the Bears have in store for them as they get ready to take on the Washington Redskins. Monday Night Football, the entire nation, the entire NFL will be watching. They'll be paying attention to that game Monday night. But first, DJ, some breaking news a few hours ago. The New England Patriots have parted ways with star wide receiver, arguably the best wide receiver in the NFL, Antonio Brown, after just signing him 11 days ago. He was active last week against the Miami Dolphins, caught 4 passes for, I believe, a little over 60 yards and a touchdown in their route against the Dolphins, the worst team in the NFL, by the way. But
on purpose.
Yeah, right. But they now decide, after all the controversy, all the allegations, and some text messages leaking out last night, they decide that maybe this isn't a risk worth taking, and they decide to part ways with, again, the top wide receiver in the NFL, who got off to a hot start in his very first game as a Patriot, his one and only game as a Patriot. What was your reaction when you heard the news?
Man, my wife told me. We was in the car driving around looking at random houses for sale, and she was like, they released Tony O'Brien. It hurt my feelings a little bit. Because I know that, a cat like that love his career, man. He, even though he's acted up and did some things, like, that cat worked harder than anybody, man. Like he, because he documents everything. He work out 3 and 4 times a day, and he works on his craft, and he came from a small school, being a small receiver, becoming like who he is because he was awesome, man. You know what I mean? And I think the hardest thing is, I hate the way, and I think, technology is wonderful, but because everybody get the information so fast, you're guilty until you're proven, innocent. So on every show, to me, I wouldn't, like, if I didn't have nothing positive to say, I wouldn't say it at all, because you just indict them, you make them guilty before it's even known. The more spin you get on it, the more they want to ask your teammates about it, and the more you become a distraction, and then the more they ask about it. And like, why is he the distraction? Well, technically, y'all created the monster. Like, you shouldn't legally be able to come in on somebody's case if you don't know the facts. But we are in a different world. I'm not sure about what happened with the. I didn't read up on like the text message. Now you'll fill me in on the text messages. But to me, I don't think he did nothing. So now there's a lot. There's the whole Oakland thing. So to me, it just seems like it's more so the NFL is trying to get him. It's almost like the T.O. thing. Like, T.O. technically didn't do anything. I guess you can say he was, being selfish is doing something. And I think they kind of blackball him the same way, and that kind of caused him not to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, which is weird. And I think he's going down that road, like where You see T.O. now, I think a couple of days ago, he was running routes. He going to be one of them cats that can run routes and do everything, but you're going to be at home because Dave painted the picture and you helped paint it. You gave him a couple brushes and some paint to brush it with. So I hate it for him because he gonna lose the money in Oakland, which I would just take him to court for that, honestly. He gonna lose the money he was gonna get, and I'm sure he's made a lot of money, but still, when you live a lifestyle like that, it needs to come. Like it can't be like, oh, I want some pennies. Like no, like that ain't that type of lifestyle. So, and I know the cat got a family and stuff too. So I mean, it hurt my feelings to like hear about it because he may. I think he'll get a chance because I mean he's really good. You know what I mean? Now if there had it been me, I'm done. Like you know what I mean? But with him, I mean like he is like you were saying like the best receiver in the league. And over his time in the league, he's been the best receiver. So with somebody that talented, I think people give him a chance because people are struggling around the league to get open. So if you got a guy like that, but it does take a hit for him because I think what he was left like $30 million in Oakland, and he essentially left. He gonna leave $9 million over here, and then because the price goes down because you more of a risk. It's almost like, you know what I mean, whenever you get your house, man, and you do your loan and stuff, if your credit ain't good, man, they gonna need more up front. You know what I mean? Like so. His credibility is taking a big hit. Even though I mean, on the front of football, he do everything. He ain't Big Ben nobody yet. So seemed like a good person to me. You know what I mean? He ain't Ray Lewis nobody yet. You know what I mean? So I've seen some bad people do things. You know what I mean? That was ridiculous. But you know, hey, if your teammates got to ask questions, I guess they can't just say no comment. But I don't know. So they released him. So.
Yeah, and
Hope he land on his feet, man. But you got to check on him. Sometimes that's a lot on you. That's a lot on your plate, man.
there's so much that's gone on with AB over the past, 10 months, I would
What happened with
say.
the text messages? Do you know?
So,
Are you familiar with that?
yeah, so Robert Klemko from Sports Illustrated last night leaked some text messages that were allegedly sent by Antonio Brown to four people that are not named, four people that he's close with that wanted him to check on this woman that is, accusing him of these sexual allegations. And he wants these four. In this text message, if it truly did come from him, I mean, it could be as simple as, hey, send me this text message. I'm going to change your contact to Antonio Brown to make it look like he did this. I don't know the details on if they have the actual
I
phone
got
number
you.
that it came from or whatnot, but I know the contact says it was sent from Antonio Brown,
Okay.
and he wants his four buddies to go check on this woman and her children. He included pictures of not only this woman but her two or three children as well. Wanted them to go check on her. Now, what exactly that what exactly that means, I don't know. But the woman, I guess, took that as a threat, and when that's being said to four people that she's obviously unfamiliar with, I mean, anything can run through somebody's mind. But yeah, I mean, as of right now, I mean, it's still an investigation. It's going on. Obviously, the Patriots didn't want to deal with it. Bill Belichick had a press conference today, and just about every question was about Antonio Brown and these allegations. And Bill Belichick ended up walking off away from the press conference, and a couple hours later, this news ended up breaking in the NFL. So, whether the Patriots know something, whether they got a hint on
Well,
what might happen or not. I mean, it could also just be that Bill Belichick doesn't want to deal with this. They're already a
well,
great team, and Antonio Brown will help this team. He'll help any team in the NFL, but maybe they feel that they just don't necessarily need Antonio Brown on this team to make them
well, for
over the top.
them, they bring in trouble players, but when it's and I mean I didn't hear about the text message really until like you just told me. But the way when you hear it like that, all I can see is Aaron Hernandez. Like it sounds, you know what I mean? It sounds so when you got a situation where I've dealt with a situation that sounds remotely weird like this. Now, to me, I don't. It sounds weird to say ask 4 people to go check on. You know what I mean? Like would it take 4? But I don't. You know what I mean?
Right.
But still, when it's an allegation like that, and when you done had a player like actually like, hey, like, you know what I mean? Like do something like that, then it's like, you know what? And that's when the owner kind of like, yeah, man, we just did that. Like we can't do that again, even if it wasn't that. But I don't know, man. That is crazy though. Now then again, it could be him. Or I don't know. When
Right.
people threaten your livelihood or lying on you, and it was kind of like the Tyreek Hill thing a little bit, where well, I think the reporter lied, right?
I think the reporter I think the reporter just completely assumed and just took one story without even listening to the other the other
Yeah,
story.
you know what I mean? And then I remember him having to come back to the locker room and like, and people were mad that, oh, he didn't man up and just answer the questions, like you tried to like end me. You know what I mean? And to me, and that's one of the hardest things from like going from playing to like this side of it, because you got to be so critical of something where you don't know. You just got to like, or like the reporter, like, you know what? I got information. It could be true. Blah. Like, how's that even like, how was that? You know what I mean? Like, it seems
Power
like
of
it should
social
be
media
part of
nowadays,
investigation,
man.
but you get to like just say, huh. You know what I mean? For your audience to read about it. Because like, what do you get did he get the information from her or from one of the 4 guys, or you know what I mean? I mean, like one of like if it's 4 friends of, I don't know. It sounds, oh, okay. Yeah.
It's a crazy situation, no doubt about it. It led to the Patriots releasing him.
Because it seemed like when he got released, like people were happy. Then when he got picked up, people were upset. Story broke. Okay, a little story broke. He catch a touchdown pass, do a touchdown. They like, you know what? You thought you was gonna get us. We got another one. Here we go. I think this is gonna be the one. You know what I mean? It's like, but the good thing is, and me and Earl were talking about it earlier, like he didn't take a knee, so he'll have a chance to play again.
Yeah, I mean, teams give him an opportunity. Colin Kaepernick's still looking for that opportunity after
Ah,
3 years. Just for those who may not be the biggest football fan, but they're tuning into the show for to support me, to support you, DJ. I mean, just looking at how special of a player, not even take away all the antics over the past 7, 8, 10 months. The player that Antonio Brown has been, just throughout his career. He's first player in NFL history. He's on the past 6 years, over 100 receptions, over 1,000 yards. In each of the past 6 seasons, that's the longest stretch for over 100, over 1,000. Again, that's the longest stretch in NFL history. 2015, he had 136 receptions for over 1,800 yards, 10 touchdowns. Last season, he reeled in 15 touchdowns to go with 104 receptions, 1,200 yards, and that's with missing a couple games.
man, that's what like people like doubling this cat.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean,
Like,
this is when he's already well known. Everybody
oh
knows.
my
Hey,
word.
this is the best receiver in the NFL. Not bad for a former 6th-round draft pick out of Central Michigan University. So no doubt about it, one of the best to ever do it. Future Hall of Famer. There's a lot of people out there that think that maybe he won't get another chance, though, DJ. But it doesn't seem like you're on that side of the
Well,
fence.
no, now it does change slightly. Like when you hear the allegations of like what you're saying, because now if it comes out true that you threatened somebody's life, then people probably won't give you a chance. You know what I mean? Like in the NFL, you got to be like Ray Lewis. You got to actually kill people, and then you'll be fine. It's weird. It's backwards or whatever.
There's a lot also saying that, hey, the New England Patriots released him. That draws a red flag across the NFL and other NFL teams
Well, to
because
me, I think when people understand the context of like we were talking about, like you had a player go through that, like actually like kill somebody, and like you went through this, like, hey, you see the text messages, you see this, you see that, cat gone. You know what I mean? So as a team, you can't you can't do. You can't go through that again. So to me, I think Bill Belichick is probably fine with, but then you realize like, man, this is like I'm saying, like it's the Aaron Hernandez thing over again. And as a friend, even New England is like, you know what, like I like your play and you work hard, but like, yeah, we can't have another one of them. You know what I mean? Because your owner is already in the prostitution ring. You know what I mean? Like you have enough already. It might take a little bit more time. Just because I mean this would be a third team or whatever, and I think they did Randy Moss was kind of the same way. He had to go from team to team and from year. I mean just with team kind of picking him up, but like Randy Moss, like when you're a Hall of Famer and you're that good, no matter what you've done, said, I think somebody will find find a place for you because to me, I'm on your side until like I get the facts. I'm on your side. Even when I get the fact, like, you know what? Hey, everybody get a second chance. Josh Gordon done got 90 chances. Shit. I mean, who am I to say that you don't deserve, you know what I mean? You don't deserve, a chance or whatever. Is rape good? No, it is not. Is telling somebody, is lying about it good? No, it is not. But we still, again, we still, you know what I mean? We still in the middle. The thing that I do understand, and the reason what I'm on this side, especially right now, is because when you get in the league, all you hear about is what? Like, hey, man, like, you got to be careful. Like, they going to come up to you, and they going to say you did this, this, and this, and you probably won't even seen them before. And I think, did I tell you about the situation with me before?
You have not.
Oh, yeah.
Have you?
Huh?
I don't believe you have.
No. So I come to practice one day. I think we had went out the night before or something. And the security guy coming to me and asked me, did I know a lady or whatever? And I said, like I know her name, but I don't know her because I've seen like on reality TV. It was like Flavor of Love, something like that or whatever. It's like I've never actually actually seen her in person. She's saying that you and another player did something or something another, and she want like money. And I was like, I'm like, big dog, I've never I've really never seen her before. You know what I mean? Now, I don't know if we passed people or something, or is it all black people looking like that? I don't know what it was. I was just like, I told him, I said, listen, I've never ever seen her. Now, to me, I told him that and just boom, he left and never came back. But think about somebody else. They used to tell us stories about guys would pay women off just because they didn't want them to come out with the story. Like, it's because the guy's gonna be guilty to 50% of the people, no matter if it turns out that you didn't do anything. But you gonna half of the people can still gonna be like, oh, you know what, you was in the NFL, that's why you got off. So I lean on the side of Antonio Brown because he's like, hey, well, she just want money. Well, she do. It's a civil case, right? I mean, that's what it is. Like, you want money. Like, most of the time, what do you want? I mean, I would want justice, maybe. You know what I mean? Or I guess, or both. But it's so hard, man. Like, I was talking to my wife earlier. It's like, I don't, like, it's like if you do something, it's like, well, like you gotta literally sign papers. Like, can I hold your hand? Sign this paper. You know what I mean? Can I kiss you on the cheek? Sign this paper. Can I, you know what? I'll put my hands up. You get to do all that. Like, I can't, like, it's hard because it's like,
well,
I don't know. It's just hard.
We remember
I can't explain it.
There's a story years ago that came out. Whenever Derek Jeter would have a party or have people over, he would make them sign a waiver, and he would make them drop their cell phones in a box, and they could get their cell phone back, whenever they left. That's not only to, So, I mean, and I'm sure Derek Jeter's not the only player or athlete or celebrity to have ever done that. But
think about what you're saying, though. So, to me, if somebody came out and said, hey, Derek Jeter did something to me, he's guilty. You know why?
It is a little sketchy. It is a little sketchy.
You know what I mean? But because even though I understand and know, like, hey, you want your privacy, you know how people are. But when somebody comes out, when there's no evidence, you're going to be guilty. All they got to do is come out and say, even if I had sex with him, I'll say, you know what? I really didn't even feel like it. That's it. Like, that's it for you, man. Like, we've seen it though, like time and time again. It'd be like, can I not like ask you though? And if you tell me no, can I be like, okay, well, that's cool. But no, it's like when I asked you, it's like, oh, you was too aggressive. Like, well, I always would talk like, well, man, if I tried, you know what I mean? Like, oh, okay, let me try from like, hey, how you? Like, he's just like, what is, man? Listen, I don't know. So with Antonio Brown, now if he's something to four people, which sounds suspicious to me, because why would that story not come out first? If you want him to be done, that's the first one you send out. Like, hey, man, he trying to send four people to come check on me and my kid. Four people? Like, how old are your kids? Are they hard to corral? I don't know, man. So
it's a sticky situation. There's a lot going on. Obviously, there's still.
I think they have to clear it up first before he plays. So I don't know how long it'll take. Will it be this year, next year? So it may take all year, but I think it's hard to touch him when you have that kind of looming over his head. But then again,
right? I mean,
you know what I mean?
As they say, non-guilty or innocent until proven guilty, and there's some teams that have that have truly taken that to heart over the years, and we'll see what happens with Antonio Brown. It's an investigation still ongoing, and before we preview the Washington Redskins, DJ, obviously every situation is different, but this almost brings me back to. And this was one of the most bizarre stories, if not the most bizarre story that I've ever come across as, a Bears fan or just watching the team. And the Sam Hurd situation from 2011, got busted for distributing cocaine, marijuana. They were investigating him for a couple of years before they broke down and busted him at a Chicago restaurant. I mean, just going back to that day when you found out that news, I mean, when the team found that news out, I mean, did that kind of feel like a bomb was just dropped on the team? I mean, Sam Hurd wasn't, a star player. He was a pretty solid special teams player. It was his only year on the team, and it was late in the season. But how did that affect the team? What was the reaction?
Well, I don't know. Well, I can't speak for the team in general. Like, he still was shocked because of like who it was. Like, he was like straight up and down, like just the nicest guy. Like, and not saying that drug dealers can't be nice because they can. Because I mean, he was. He just was nice, man. Like, he would work hard every day. If you threw a pass, he would dive even when he didn't need to dive. Like, he was like one of them, like, go the extra mile type cats. Like, when he came off the field, he would read the Bible. Like, this was like every single day. It's just cool, man. Cool to talk to, cool to hang around. Like, he was just cool, man. And like, the thing was so shocking is like, you don't expect it to be him though. You know what I mean? Like, if it would have been anybody else, I'd been like, I can see that. But you could not see it on a scale like that. You know what I mean? It's like you were moving. When they say moving weight,
right?
Like, you need a 30 for 30, a movie, something. So how long did he get?
15 years.
Oh, okay. Well, after a while, you know what? He got to do something. Got to do something because, I mean, it was just, amazing to see. But I had to talk to people. I think they were saying he'd been doing that since like a long, long time ago, like since like college or something. Like, oh, okay, well. Hey, listen, well, who am I to judge you, man? You do what you need to do. The pharmacy people do it anyway. This is legal drugs, so they getting all their money anyway. So I mean, it's the same thing. It's just illegal, I guess. So it was just shocking because you just wouldn't expect it to be him. It's like if you showed up on the news, I'm like, there's no way Chris was moving the weight. You know what I mean? Like, what? Like, when he said he was going to Canton, I didn't think he was like doing it like that. You know what I mean? Like, he traveling with the weight to the Hall of Fame game, dropping it off and coming back. Like, guess we ain't gonna do the show no more. But goodness gracious, man. It was just shocking, man.
Yeah.
But even with this situation, nothing shocks me with this Antonio Brown stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, I can't wait. There's going to be something else.
Oh, no
Like,
doubt.
if somebody
No doubt.
pick him up, there's going to be something else.
No doubt about
There's,
it. I mean, yeah, it's the
how
inevitables.
much
I
you
mean,
selling that
it's
weight
bound
for,
to
man?
happen. What's that?
How much you selling that weight for, big
Oh,
fella?
yeah, this guy over here.
I'm going to call you King Chris, King Crab.
No, but yeah, I
like,
mean, again, that was probably the most bizarre story, at least thinking right now, that I come across. I mean, that's dating back to my high school years, DJ. Not to age you or anything, man, but
how old are you now?
uh,
How old are you?
24.
Oh, I know you were that young, man. Huh.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be in my the prime of my NFL career if I decided to take that route,
Yeah, just move the weight, baby. Move the weight. All right.
It's one way that's one way to get around, eh? But so moving on though, DJ, the Bears. Let's move on to this team that the Bears are going to be traveling to and taking on, and that's the Washington Redskins. Monday Night Football. Again, the entire nation will be watching.
Goodness gracious, man.
Yeah. I mean, that's
ridiculous.
with Dan Snyder though as owner. I mean, he's pretty firm on keeping that name, and obviously that's been a discussion for many years now. And
it ain't got to be a discussion. That's one thing you force people to do. But you know what? It's for another day.
We will now refer them just to the Washington football team. How about that? But I mean,
football skins.
Looking at this Washington football team though, DJ, they're 0-2. They've lost 2 divisional games, one against the Eagles, one against the Dallas Cowboys. In both of those matchups, though, in both of those football games, they've gotten off to a hot start. They actually started both games with an early lead. Case Keenum under center. He's actually playing pretty well this year, completing 70% of his passes, 5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. You got to think Minnesota Vikings fans are dreading watching him right now because Kirk Cousins, in my opinion, is just awful, just awful ever since he arrived there in Minnesota, especially the start of this season, specifically last game against the Green Bay Packers. But anyways, looking at this Washington Redskins team, they've had some success throwing the football. Rookie wide receiver Terry McLaurin is their leading their leading wide receiver is actually coming out of the backfield. Chris Thompson, who actually sees some time in the slot. He's a very reliable pass catcher out of the backfield, and again, they could use him in the slot as well. He's their leading receiver, but the rookie out of Ohio State, 3rd-round draft pick, a player that Urban Meyer has been on record in saying that he's the hardest working player that he's been around, that he's had the honor of coaching. And of course, Urban Meyer's coached guys like Braxton Miller, J.T. Barrett. Let's not forget Tim Tebow, dating back to his Florida days. So that's high praise coming from Urban Meyer on Terry McLaurin, and that's a player I liked a lot coming out of Ohio State. Washington drafts him in the 3rd round. Very, very good special team player, and he's proven to be a pretty good NFL wide receiver as well. Hauling in
Who's that again?
Terry McLaurin. Rookie out of Ohio State, 3rd-round draft pick, 10 receptions, 187 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
What number is that?
To start the NFL season. He is number, off the top of my head, I cannot remember, number 17 on Washington.
Okay, all right.
Gotten off to a really nice start.
Deep sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotten off to a really nice start to his career. Pass game has been pretty solid, to say the least, for the Washington Redskins. Not extraordinary, but pretty solid. But the running game is a big struggle. In 2 games, they're averaging 37.5 yards, 30th in the NFL. Their 2nd-round draft pick from last year, Darius Geis, he tore his ACL last year, came back this year, tore his meniscus in the very first game. Adrian Peterson is now the lead back there. And, Adrian Peterson has had a lot of success against this Bears team over the years. I don't see him having much success against this team. I think their running game is going to continue struggling against this feisty Bears defense, this feisty Bears defensive line. If the Washington Redskins have any success offensively, it's going to be on that passing game. Case Keenum is going to have to work his magic. He's going to have to some of these guys are going to have to step up. It's going to have to be more than just Terry McLaurin, who's really been the only receiver that's done much at all to start the season. Other guys are going to have to step up. We're going to probably have to see something out of Vernon Davis, the tight end, entering his what feels like his 20th year, but he's still getting the job done. So some other guys are going to have to step up on the offensive side of the ball, no doubt about it. And then defensively, just not looking good. They've allowed 31 points in one game, 32 points in the other. So this is a game that I have circled on the schedule that if the Bears do not find any type of success, if they don't show us any more than what they've done in the first two games, it's going to be a very big disappointment. And Chicago media, Chicago radio, Chicago television will let Matt Nagy and Mitchell Trubisky hear all about it, because it does start with those two guys on the offensive side of the football. We got to see something from them. The defense will do their job against this Washington Redskins football team. The offense has to show something on the road, Monday Night Football.
There you go. Tell them, man. Tell them. Get off your chest now. Don't tell them.
What do you think, DJ? I haven't found anybody that has disagreed with me in saying that this is a very favorable matchup for the Bears.
It is, and it's like it's tricky too, because like on paper, it shouldn't be a close game. Now again, it's on Monday night. Everybody likes playing on Monday night. You're the only game on. And guys that wasn't, it's like the NCAA champ, the Final Four, where you're like, who is he shooting threes? Like, people just come out of nowhere. Even with that being said, it's hard to find, like, a positive. Now, for the Redskins, I'm saying. Now, like you said, they started off strong, but they played against two good defenses. The Cowboys defense last year, I think, was top 10. You had a pretty good Eagles defense. But when they figured it out, because Chris Keenum is throwing everything really quick, you know what I mean? First of all, on defense, I don't know what they can do to get off to a fast start against our defense, honestly. I just don't. They don't have the, like, it ain't a Emmanuel Sanders out there who can run routes like you know what I mean? Like, it's just now Thompson out the backfield. He's like Tariq Cohen. He's a scat back. When he get it, he's scatting. But then when he's in the game, it's almost 100% pass, because he's not going to sit back there and block anybody. He's a 5'8", 195. He's same height and weight as I am. Like, I ain't blocking nobody coming off the blitz. Like, Now, Adrian Peterson, to me, he looks fine, but they don't like him. Like, he run for 1,000 yards, you put him on the bench. Like,
That is pretty insane. He's coming off of a season in which he ran for over 1,000 yards, I think 8 touchdowns, and game one of the season.
Whole year, though, was he?
I don't think he was. He started the year with the New Orleans Saints, then the Arizona Cardinals, and then he found his way with the Washington Redskins.
He got 1,000
and
yards.
Still ran for 1,000 yards. I think 7 or 8 touchdowns as well. And then
they put him on the bench.
And then you start the year off.
Not only that, they made him inactive. What?
Yeah, that's a big slap to the face for the
Think about this.
Future Hall of Fame.
This is the route Antonio Brown has had. He's playing for the veteran minimum. This cat was like in Minnesota, I think, got the $96 million contract. Like, that's crazy. It was like the other day. Like, they like you, then they don't. Now, if they're giving the ball, I don't think they block well enough to really get him going. Now, he run really hard, because if he hit the hole well, like, he's like the young AP. When he hit it, he hits it. But, they really not, even just watching the Dallas game, they really not blocking for him at all. I don't think they can hold on to the blocks.
And
You just
that's
got to
where they
make
miss
sure.
Trent Williams, who's of course holding out, wanting a new contract. Well, actually, he wants to be traded. He does not want to be in Washington anymore.
Oh yeah, if he ain't gonna play, he might well come out. They ain't gonna play him. They gonna lose anyway. I mean, now they could use him, but like making sure 25, I think is you got to make sure you know where he is when he's in the game because he can outflank you and get out. Like it seems like that's his security blanket. Where 25 at? I can get it to him real fast. I think it's 15. What's his name? Steven Sims. He's 5'10", 176. Whenever he's in the game, you got to be aware because he'll run reverses, different things like that. So they got a couple of gadget guys where it's like, hey, just make sure you know where these cats are at. But other than that, on offense, I just can't see it. Now, on the defensive side, where they struck, I mean, they've been giving up. I think Deshaun Jackson, I think he went for about 140. I mean, he had 2 passes over like 50 or 40 yards, which is like, you don't give up a lot of them. Then you go to Dallas. It's the same thing. Over the top. Now, Landon Collins, he's a good safety. He's a tackling safety, though. You know what I mean? Like, he's not a covering safety. You got the other kid, 35 back there. Let me see where I wrote his name down. Monte Nicholson is awful. Because when Ha Clinton came over, I think he took his job. Like, literally, when the quarterback set up, like, he'll stop his feet like he's the linebacker. Like, I'm watching it like, oh, my goodness. They got a slot corner 32. They'll play like an off man, but he, like, open his hips. You can run routes anywhere when you open your hips. I mean, it's just like,
Hey,
it's
you know the
perfect.
slot position more than me, but number 32, Jimmy Moreland, man, I have not seen him so far this regular season, but in the preseason, I know it's only preseason, balled out. Great college player, played at a smaller school in James Madison University. Got an East-West Shrine Game invite, balled out there. Got a Senior Bowl invite, balled out there. Jimmy effing Moreland, man, I think he has a bright future. And honestly, it's been disappointing how this Redskins secondary is underperformed. I mean, nobody, and of course, you're relying on a decent pass rush, and that has not been there for Washington, at least in the first 2 games. You're relying on some, the linebacking core isn't very great there, to say the least. Former Bear John Bostic is actually playing for Washington nowadays. But you got the names there. You got Josh Norman. You got Landon Collins, who they spent a lot of money on in free agency. There's a lot of excitement and probably overhype for Jimmy Moreland, who I'm a fan of. I mean, he was a 7th round pick at the end of the day. Obviously, we see guys that were drafted late and go undrafted that do end up being big time players, but obviously he still has to prove himself. But there's some talent in the secondary. But I feel like maybe the rest of the defense is letting them down or not helping them out as much as they could be.
Well, Kerrigan has been there for a while. Like, every now and again, he'll sack you, he'll get there. You still kind of got to know where he is. You got to chip him. Like, they got, I think it's 98. I don't know his name. He's 98. They run a 3-4. So, essentially, there's 3 linemen that's supposed to be really big, kind of like your B.J. Raji type, where you can hold up and you can just hold it and just hold them and let your linebackers run. Man, they're getting blew off the line. Like, you got to watch it, man. Have you watched it?
Washington,
They're getting blew off the line to the point where it's like, they look like babies. Like, people are actually, like, defensive linemen are getting pushed on their backside. And I'm just like, you can't win if you can't control the line of scrimmage. If I push you back 5 yards, and you watch the game, there's no way up in the interior that we just don't push them back 5 yards and get 3-4 yards of carry. I mean, that's before contact. Like, it's just really, just watching it is really bad. I mean, guys are getting reached, which means that, like, if you're on my right side, you're supposed to stay on my right side. This is your gap. Guys snapping the ball, flipping you like a pancake. Like, it's just, to me, just watching it is just bad. Now, even the guy that you like in the nickel slot, I'm not saying that he's particularly bad. It's just the technique they got him playing. So they'll play off man, if you play off man from the slot, that means I got a two-way go. Like you got to literally guess where I'm going. Like it's terribly hard to do that. Terribly hard. Now they may do that, I think, when they zone pressure, and then Norman is Norman. Like I play with him in Carolina. Like he's good at anticipating routes, but like man coverage and like actually like foot speed, none of that. The safeties, and then they had Rogers Camardi, and I think he got hurt last game. They had some other guys get hurt, and the safety had to come in and play corner. It's bums, man. Like it's every game. Like if you give up first game, you give up bum. The second game, what you gonna do? You gonna like, you know what, coach? We gonna practice like not giving up these big plays. It's simple stuff. The guy on the outside run a post. The guy from the other side run a drag. What happens? The safety bites on the drag. They run the post. He throw it away from the corner. It's a touchdown. Then your corner look back at you like, hey man, you in the middle of the field. What were you doing? You was peekaboo and stuff. Like, so if they can, I don't know, if they can fix that, I want to see. On Monday night, you would need to fix it. I think we talked about it before. I think their defensive coordinator was he coached a lot of places. I think the last was like Indy from 2012-17. So he had like that cover two. So they'll do like some cover two or a cover six, which is a cover two, and a cover four on the other side. It's like 3rd and 6 or less. They'll play man almost automatic. You know what I mean? Like it's like, if you can't game plan these cats, like I feel like I can game plan these cats. And then you have overall. Listen, what's his name? 18. What's 18's name on our team? What's his name?
18.
18 speedster.
Our
team. Come on.
Taylor Gabriel.
Yeah. Listen, you got to line him out there. I don't know him, whoever, and just let him run. There's nobody who can keep up with him. Like you gotta. To me, every team normally take about 5 shots deep a game, I think. You get about 5 of them. I think we took 1 shot deep, and it was really by luck and a scramble. In like the third play of the game. You know what I mean? So we got to take, not the back shoulder, like run past him and just throw it. You mean just throw it deep? It benefits you. You can be pass interference. You can catch it. You can review pass interference. They can hold you. Like it's a lot that can go positive when you put the ball on the field, because if you don't throw it past 6 yards, then everybody's gonna try to jump your routes and everybody's gonna have to break a tackle to get a first down. It's gonna be hard to like just simply convert 5 yards, 5 yards, 5 yards, 5 yards, 5 yards without eventually either making a mistake or somebody else fumbling or jumping outside or doing something like that.
Yeah, and I actually just seen this stat earlier today. I'm going to try pulling it up really quick. It says that the Bears and the Eagles actually are bottom of the league in plays that travel or passes that travel 30 yards. I think the Bears and the Eagles are both tied for 13 in the first 2 games of the season. So this is going to be a big opportunity for the offense. Again, the defense is going to do their thing. It's going to be a game where Washington only scores. They'll be lucky to score, 14 points, 16, 17 points. I think they'll be lucky. The Bears should run away with this game. If they do not, there's going to be a lot of people probably calling for jobs 3 weeks into the season. You know how overreaction Mondays are, or in this case, it'll be an overreaction Tuesday here in Chicago.
Well, again, it is Monday night. Again, everybody's going to watch it. So that's what everybody want to see. I'm sure the Monday night crew is going to talk to Trubisky and do that whole due diligence thing. It's going to be, if you don't do on Monday night where everybody's watching you, I don't think they can call for you just because it's just, as long as you win, you win. But it's just going to be more questions. To me, last year, like looking around the league, you got like a Lamar Jackson. It's like, hey man, you're a running back throwing the ball. He coming this year and what? Zip, zip, zip. Like, I don't know what he did in the offseason, but something happened. You know what I mean? Um, other guys, even with I think Mariota, even though he struggled even the other Thursday, but really, I mean, he was fighting for his job. Now he may lose it still, but it still got like it just seemed like people just were, improving. Or even in Jacksonville, the young guy who came in and took over.
The legend, Gardner Minshew, the
Yeah, I mean,
second.
so it's like people are in like their first year doing this or second year, like this is your third year. And I know it's your second year in the offense, but this is supposed to be the stride. You know what I mean? So now again, I don't know if he's calling these short ass plays or he just throwing them. What I do know is you got momentum from the last game. You stepped up, you made a play, you won the game. All right. Still gonna be questions, but as long as the defense keep you in the game, the money bags hitting all the kicks, and you throwing it at the right time, kind of the same thing Tom Brady did for a little while. You know what I mean? At the beginning of his career. But you still, man, when it's time to make a first down, you got to be able to make it, be able to sit in the pocket, and when it's time to take your shot, take it. Even I'm gonna tell you the thing that frustrated me the most about the game when he threw it deep. He overthrew it to I think Montgomery, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Not only did he overthrow him, like he overthrew him by like 10 yards. Like that's high school shit. Like, come on. Like, you don't overthrow anybody that like you know what I mean? Like it's that strong quarterback in high school, like, I'm gonna show you how far I can throw the ball. Like, there's a receiver out there, man. Like, give him a chance. You know what I mean? And that's the thing that's like, what? Like you don't see that often, like just blatantly just overthrowing cats. Like it's hard to do that, man. As fast as cats running, and you just overthrowing them by that much, where it's like no chance. Like they want a step away or steps away. So he gonna get a chance. They're gonna evaluate every single throw. They know he it's pressure on him. See, the pressure was on the kicker. The kicker wearing chains now, doing interviews. The pressure ain't on him no more. It's on you now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Oh man, I don't
I
know.
mean, there's a lot of questions that need to be answered, and hopefully they're answered Monday night because the Bears. There's no way around it. They have a tough schedule this season. There's not going to be too many more winnable games than this one here Monday night against the Washington Redskins. Yeah, I mean, let's wrap the show up now, DJ, with maybe a score prediction, what we expect from the game. I don't know if this is hope or if I actually believe this will happen, but I gotta think. I mean, I like Matt Nagy. I mean, he showed a lot last year in his first year. But our teams now, they had the whole offseason to study his play calling, to see how he coaches games in a 17 game sample size from last year, including the playoff game against the Philadelphia Eagles. They had all off season to study that, all off season to study how he uses these weapons. Who again they returned just about every starter on the offensive side of the football, and they were able to, of course, see how he was coaching and using Mitch Trubisky, who a lot of people might feel. Maybe he wasn't worth that number 2 overall pick. Again, time will ultimately tell. But as of right now, it does not look good. At the end of the day, I do like Matt Nagy. I think he is an NFL head coach, and I think he is the right guy for the Chicago Bears. The way he was able to change the whole perception of the Chicago Bears in just one season was something that we've never seen before. The way he was able to change this culture. DJ, I've seen you on Instagram the last couple of days preparing for Club Dub with some dance moves the last couple of days. We'll see if we could premiere any of that after this Monday night game, if there is indeed a victory. But, I mean, the way he's been able to change the culture, you still have players here that were on that 3-13 team that was coached under John Fox. You know, like guys like an Akeem Hicks, who knows what it's like to lose in this city and not have success for quite a long period of time, and now they get a taste of success. You know, let's just hope that they can this taste lasts a little bit longer, and they could you know, prolong this stretch of success and not just make it a 1-year wonder from last year. And let's see if they can do it again this year and maybe even make a deeper run into the playoffs. But you know, I'm gonna go Bears. I think this will be a game that'll open a lot of people's eyes. Again, I'll be completely honest with you, man. I'm pretty good at taking my heart or my fandom out of situations, but this game, I will be surprised if they just come out flat. I know there's a possibility they've come out flat the last couple of games. I'll go Bears 30-13 in this game. Now, how confident am I in that? I'm not too sure. I'm very confident that they will escape with a victory. I'm very confident that they will win. But if they don't win this game single-handedly and kind of maybe not necessarily blow out Washington, but if they're not in control from start to finish, me personally, I'll be a little disappointed.
Oh, yeah. I think I gave a prediction online, but I'm going to change that. I think it was like 35 to something. And I want to say 14, but I just don't see them scoring, man. Now, they did score 27, you know, at the Eagles and then 21 the Cowboys, but their defense, like we have we have two somebodies at every level. You know what I mean? I'm going to go 35. I'm going to go 10. I'm going to go 35-10. They'll squeak a touchdown in, but I just don't. Yeah, I'm going to go 35-10. If they score more than 10, I would be surprised, man. Honestly. Really surprised. Because right now we giving up, what? Is it 11, 12 points a game? Is that it, right?
Yeah.
Somewhere
around there,
in that range.
10 against Green Bay, 14 against Denver.
Yeah, so, yeah, we'll bring that back down. You know what? I'm going to go 9. I'm going to go 35-9.
So will the defense...
I don't think we're going to give up any touchdowns. I'm going to go 9.
Okay, 9. So 3 field goals from the Washington Redskins, 35-9. I like that. I'll go 30-13. Again, this should be a game that the Bears are in control from start to finish. Monday Night Football doesn't get much more exciting than that. That'll wrap it up, though, for today's show. As always, DJ, thank you for being a part of it. Really appreciate it. Always a good time. And thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Until next time, go Bears. And you can follow me on Twitter at Chris Shanafelt and DJ at DJMore30. Check out DJ's weekly stories over at ProStyleMedia.com with Earl Bennett and what he has going on over there. He's got other athletes as well, such as Gerard Powers and even former Bears like Caleb Haney and so on and so forth, Charles Tillman. So also congrats to Charles Tillman, Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, officially inducted into there. I believe the announcement just came out today. So shout out to Peanut Tillman.
That's cool, man.
DJ, as always, for DJ Moore, I'm Chris Shanafelt. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, everybody.